Hey guys, it's Alex. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys how to remove yourself from the print shop and work on the print shop as the founder and buy back your time. In the last video, I showed you guys how to solve the biggest issue within your business. In this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through how you can buy back your time so you can focus your time on the biggest problem within your business and you can continue to grow. So as a quick recap, what we do at InkLaunch, my company, which is we help print shops grow their companies using the same systems that we did. The way we do it is we figure out what is wrong with the company. Next, we ask how can we solve this biggest issue? And lastly, what we do is we figure out who is the key hire that you need to make right now so you can buy back your time and focus on the biggest problem within your business. The issue that we see is that most print shop owners, if you're stuck, they're working on the wrong problem. And what we figured out through working with dozens of print shops is that they need to get leads, they need to get sales, but if you spend all day on production or replying to emails or customer complaints, you will never grow the print shop and you will probably hate your life and you want to sell the print shop. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you guys through something that I wish I knew about and it took me way too long to figure out. I started my print shop when I was 16, and by the time I was 21, I did over $1 million. And one of the main things that I wish I knew was that I should have bought back my time sooner. When we were doing those crazy numbers, I was stressed out to the bone. I hated my life and I hated the business. And it wasn't until I figured out how to buy back my time, I was able to realize there's better things I can work on and there's a way that I can enjoy the business a lot more. So introducing to you guys is the replacement ladder. These are the hires that you have to make if you want to scale your print shop. And again, this is something I wish I had from the very beginning. So right now, if you don't have the assistant, you are the assistant. So think about something that you can outsource for $2, $3, $4 an hour. You are paying yourself $3, $4 an hour doing that job. What I want you guys to do is figure out how can you reduce the things that you have to do so that you can focus your energy on the things that move the business the furthest. So let's get started. The first person that you need to hire right now is an assistant. Because again, if you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. So what we want to do right here is have someone take care of your mock-ups, your emails, support tickets, even managing your own calendar. So right now at InkLaunch, if you email me, chances are I don't read my emails, so I don't see them because our team member, they look through the emails for me and whatever they can't reply to, then they bring it up to me. If you want to request a meeting with me, I just have someone else take the meeting for me unless it's something really, really important. So what we do here is we have an admin assistant and she saves my life. She handles all my calendar. She handles all the inboxes. She handles any customer complaints. She handles a ton of things. That way I can focus on the marketing material. I can focus on improving the product. I can focus on things that make us more money. And that's the trade that I want you guys to start learning how to do. Once you learn how to generate leads, you have a way to get more customers. All you have to do is spend all your time selling those customers and replacing anything else that doesn't make you money. The first thing that you can hire is an admin assistant. So what they're going to do is they're going to handle all the mock-ups for you, or you're going to show them how to order blanks on SNS Activewear. They're going to manage all the shirts that come in. They're going to handle all the tiny little adjustments in those mock-ups. They're going to respond to all the emails for you, and they're going to handle any support tickets. So if someone's asking, hey John, when is my order coming in? You don't answer that email. The assistant will answer the email for you. That saves you 20, 30 minutes of your time. Because if you get a message and you're working on something and John says, hey, Alex, where's my t-shirts? If I never look at my emails, I shut off my notifications and my assistant sees it right away, she will respond and she'll find it faster than I can find it because that's what she's doing all day long. If he messages me, whatever I'm working on, I will stop and I have to answer. I say, okay, John, let me find out for you. And I have to go look in the ordering system. And I'm like, oh, I can't find it. I have to look over here. Oh, it's in production still. And now I call the production guy. I'm like, hey, when is this order going to be done? I get the answer back and I call back John. I'm like, hey, John, this is when it is. That takes 30 minutes, an hour plus. That same hour you could have been spent working leads, dialing leads, selling somebody, and you would have made $600, $400, $300. And then you could have just paid someone else $2, $3 an hour to answer John's request. That way you can buy back your time. And when I figured this out, again, it changed my life, which is why I'm so passionate in sharing this to you guys. And the best part is, it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. So depending on where you want to hire somebody, that will determine essentially the wage that you're going to pay. But if you go in the Philippines, in the Middle East, in Latin America, you can find a really, really good assistant, honestly better than some of the American assistants that we had. You can find them on websites like Indeed, Fiverr, Upwork. If you're looking in the Philippines, this website right here called onlinejobs.ph is like an Indeed, but like in the Philippines. Next, what we do now, most of the times, is we build out a hiring funnel. So we show you how to run ads, run traffic, just like how you generate leads, but we run it so we can get applicants. And lastly, you can also go to a recruiting agency where they can place a assistant into your company. What I would do if I were you, I'd recommend just finding an assistant on onlinejobs.ph as the fastest way. What you want to do is interview 20, 30, 40 people and choose the one that you like most. All you need is someone who has experience in being an assistant, someone who knows how to use graphic design, and somebody else who's organized. And before you hire them full-time, give them a few projects to test out. So the next time you create mockups, just record your screen so you can show them this is how I do my mockups. Next time you order shirts on SNS Activewear, record your screen, show them this is how I do it. For email support tickets, whenever you get one, record yourself doing it so that you can show the next person on how to do it. That's the first thing you can outsource, and it buys back so much time. After that, what we run into is that you're getting leads in the door, but no one's doing the lead nurture. So again, once we show you how to generate leads, either cold outreach or paid ads, what you're going to run into is that you're so busy and there's so many leads coming in, and you feel like it's a waste of time if you nurture them. Because unless they have all the designs ready, then you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to respond, take all this time responding to them. The truth is, you don't have to respond to them and nurture them. You can just work with the lead when they're so close to the sale. So what this person does, we call them a sales assistant or an inside sales agent. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna own creating mockups for these guys, collecting the design details. So your sales assistant, their goal will be taking that initial call. So say someone responds to an outbound message that you sent, this guy should get notified. This person calls them right away and says, John, I saw that you responded to the message. How can I help you? And they handle that. Whenever there's a person who comes in and says, I want to start a clothing line, I just want to buy one shirt first, you don't have to deal with that person. This person will. So you give them your SOPs, you give them your standards, you give them your operating procedures, take that part of your brain and document it, and we hand it to the sales assistant. So they deal with all the leads, and essentially they're screening them and bringing them closer to a sale. And once they're hot, that's when you take over. So imagine if you're trying to cook something, cook a piece of steak. What they're gonna do is you're gonna take the steak, they're gonna put it on the pan, and when it's hot, they're gonna call you. You come in there, you finish it up, and you close the deal. So the second hire that you should make right now is a sales assistant. This person right here, you can expect to pay between $5 and $12 an hour. So what you can do is give them a base plus commissions on the sales that they brought in. Either the sales that they brought in and then you closed, or the sales that they closed on their own. And to find someone like this, very similar process: Indeed, Fiverr, Upwork, onlinejobs.ph, hiring funnels, or recruiting agency. Next, once you have that admin person taking care of your emails, your mockups, ordering blanks, we have someone else working leads to the initial stage, finishing that initial discovery, and they're the ones essentially filling out that quote form that you have on your website. So if you have like a 30-page quote form, chances are your clients don't want to fill that out. Nobody wants to fill that out. So this person, the sales assistant, reaches out to them, asks all the questions on that form. That way you have a hot lead, and then you can have them quote the job so that you don't have to quote the job. Once you do that, you will remove yourself and buy back so much time. What you want to do here is have them take care of that initial discovery, and then you close deals. Next is, once you have these two people in place, you will have more time in production. But if you spend all time in production, your business will never grow. If you have your systems in place, this is how you register screens, this is how you burn a screen, this is how you print, this is how you adjust the squeegee angle, you can have someone else print shirts for you. So to do that, it's between $15 and $30 an hour. And now there's an argument online saying, hey, if it's $15 an hour, then they can just work at McDonald's and do the same thing. This was a lesson I learned in the military. It honestly doesn't matter what you do. It matters more so who you're doing it with. Because when we were like not eating for 12, 13 days, not showering, and we were having a blast, we were having a great time. I'd rather do that than sometimes come in the office. And those are the days I miss the most. Those days were so fun because of the people I was with. So it's not necessarily what you're doing, it's who you're doing it with. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there's people who love printing t-shirts and that's all they want to do. And that's okay too. But you need someone to help you with that. So if you love printing t-shirts, you love doing the designs, start the designs, have someone finish, like do 80% design, you come back, you verify that everything's good. In this case, you have someone else clean the screens, you have someone else unloading the shirts, you have someone loading the shirts, you have somebody else setting up the screens and staging orders. So as soon as the boxes come in, someone else counts the shirts to make sure there's enough on there. They're the ones that stage everything. They're the ones that register the screens. They get things to go. You approve the design. So once they print the shirt, you see it, you're the one that signs off on it. And then they run the job. For $15 to $30 an hour, you can outsource that work. Once you have these guys in place, the next thing that I want you guys to outsource is your marketing. Managing campaigns, running traffic, and making sure you always have leads is a function of a marketing department. If you guys don't have that, you can outsource that. The tricky thing is most industries, most marketing agencies don't understand how to run marketing, which is why we encourage the founder to learn the skills of marketing so that we hire someone to come in to run your marketing systems. They know exactly what they're doing, and you can tell whether or not they're doing a good job. The reason why we have marketing later on is because it's more expensive. If you can outsource this stuff here, you now have more time to focus on marketing and sales. So once you get to this stage here, you aren't touching your inbox, you aren't touching any of those initial leads. You're just dealing with the hottest leads, the best leads, and someone else is managing production. So if you can imagine that, if that makes you feel better, this is what you have to do. Once you outsource marketing, I would only recommend outsourcing marketing once you understand how it works. If you don't understand how it works, chances are someone else is going to be burning your dollars and you're not going to get leads or sales in return. Once you understand how it works and how it operates, then you should outsource it. Or you have to make sure the guy who's taking over is doing a pretty good job and they know what they're doing. Once you have someone who's running your campaigns and you're getting a constant flow of leads, now all you should be doing is selling the hottest leads that come in. You're getting thousands of leads. We have somebody else nurturing the leads. Now it's time for you to pull back from even selling and putting in sales reps. Once you have the traction and the traffic to your company, all you want to do now is train a sales rep. But now it's even easier because they have the sales assistant who's helping them. All you need now is somebody who's good at sales to come in here. You train them up on this is how you close your deals. This is your special sauce. This is what makes this shop different. And boom, they take care of handling all the leads for you. They do the follow-up calls. They do the second calls. They do any final adjustments. They negotiate on your behalf. That way you can pull yourself back and operate as the general on the battlefield, moving pieces instead of being the pieces moved. Once you get to this point here, you have to think about where that takes you. Once you have an admin assistant, you aren't looking at emails, you aren't looking at client tickets, you aren't looking at client support. You have someone else nurturing the leads. So whenever someone says, hey, I'm interested in getting custom apparel, you don't talk to them. You send your assistant, your sales assistant, they go talk to them, they warm them up, they butter them up, so that when they're hot, you come in there, you handle the deal. When the orders come in, all you have to do is this person takes care of production. You don't touch anything. Someone else does the artwork. Someone else is ordering shirts on SNS. Someone else is staging and setting up screens and getting ready to print. All you have to do is verify that that print, that first test print, matches what needs to get done. Next is friction. So at this point, if you have someone handling all the traffic, all the campaigns, you can trust that new leads are coming in every single day. After that, all you have to look at is the sales team. If quotes are being sent out, how many of those quotes are being closed? And what is the cash collected? How much cash did we collect this month? We look at the sales team. At this point, you can zoom back out and we can start the process all over again. Again, we base everything off metrics. So what we want to look at is, are we getting enough leads? If not, now you don't have to figure out what's wrong. You go to the marketing guy and say, hey, marketing guy, why are we not getting enough leads? Why is there not enough traffic? Or say now you're getting a ton of quotes, but none of the quotes are closing. Now, instead of not knowing what to do, we start with the sales system. But if you have a sales guy in place, you don't have to solve the issue. You go to the sales guy and say, hey, sales guy, why do you think the sales are down? Why are we sending so many quotes out and none of them are being closed? And if they don't know what to do, all we have to do is go into the sales system that we have installed, and then we diagnose the issues here. This video is exactly how you should hire to buy back your time so you can focus on bigger issues in your company. And if you can have the opportunity to make more money and pay someone else to do the job for you, you should. Otherwise, you're paying yourself way too little.